Hello, family. Welcome again to today's discussion about your purpose and your calling. I'm happy you're here listening to this. Today, there is a great message God wants me to share with you. There is something so important God wants me to talk with you, and that is you are not a mistake. What do I say? You are not a mistake. According to our text, which we read last week, in the book of Isaiah, chapter 43, verse 21, it says, "These people have I formed for my glory, that they may show forth my praise." If God said, "These people have I formed for my glory, that they may show forth my praise," that means God took his time to form you. God took his time to make you. What am I telling you today? My dear sister, my dear brethren, I am telling you, you are not a mistake. You are purposefully made. You know, David was telling us in the book of Psalm, chapter 139, verse 14, which I'm going to read to you now. Psalm 139, verse 14 says, I will praise thee, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Marvelous are thy works, and that my soul knoweth right well. I read again. He said, I will praise thee, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Marvelous are thy works, and that my soul knoweth right well. If David said, I will praise thee, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made, he acknowledged God, that God made him, that God formed him. And I want to tell you, you are wonderfully and you are fearfully made. And that's the reason you are so beautiful. I don't care what the world tagged you. And you know what? I want to tell you something. If the world rejected you, maybe because of the position you find yourself or because of what happened in the past in your life, you do not have to accept it. You calling yourself a mistake because you are thinking, oh, my pregnancy was not planned, so I am a mistake. I don't have to be here anyway. I wasn't supposed to be here. I wasn't meant to be here. You know what? You might even be a product of abuse or a product of rape. But for that rape to happen, for that abuse to happen in pregnancy, God had a purpose. He have a reason for allowing you to be here. You know, when God made us in the beginning, the Bible makes me to know in the book of Genesis, he said God formed man out of dust. And when he formed man out of a dust, what happened? The Bible said that he breathed on them the breath of life. And what happened? Man becomes a living soul. Unless the breath of God take place in your life, you can't live. Are you telling me that God didn't think of you, he just made you? No. If there is no reason for you being here, you will not be here. There are a lot of pregnancy that are miscarried. There are a lot of babies at childbirth that died. And I want to tell you something. Forget about pregnancy being miscarried. Forget about baby dying at childbirth. You could have been discarded if you are worthless to God. You will not be here. He will not take his time to watch over you for complete 9 months. I don't know how long your pregnancy took, 7, 8, 9 months, but it's supposed to be 9 months. You think God have nothing to do for watching over you for good 9 months, but you to happen. Remember the word of God. In the book of Jeremiah, chapter 1, verse 5, I'm not going to read, I'm God's going to say it, I won't read it to you. He said, before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee. And before thou camest forth out of the womb, I sanctified thee. God said, before I formed thee, before you become a living soul, while you are sitting in the belly, maybe the eggs coming together or forming, whatever, the Bible says, I knew thee. And before thou camest forth out of the womb, I sanctified thee. Before you become a living soul, God called you by your name. And that is the reason you are here bearing that name. You are not a mistake. You are purposefully formed by God. for a purpose, for a reason. And for forming you for a purpose and for a reason, He planted into you a calling, which is your destiny. And that will bring me to a close today. And that is next week, we are going to talk about connecting with God of purpose. We will see how we can connect with this God of purpose that formed us for His glory, that we may show forth His praise. Remember, my sister, my brother, you are not a mistake, period. You are purposefully formed. And that's the reason you are wonderfully and fearfully made. You are beautiful. Accept it from God. It is well with you. Bless you till next week, Wednesday.